Hello everyone, welcome to From the Heart. I'm Joshua.
And I'm Mary.
And we're excited to bring to you all that's new and good when it comes to the arts in Central Florida.
Today we are talking with Benoit Glazer, music director for Cirque du Soleil's La Nouba, and we're going to find out what the future looks like for Benoit and the White House of Orlando. Welcome, Benoit.
Thank you so much.
Glad you're here.
The future looks great, actually. We have a nonprofit, the Timucua Arts Foundation. And basically, the house is, people say the house is great and it's, people love the house, the acoustics are good, everything is good. We have a 126-seat auditorium in the house and balcony seating, as you may know, and you don't because you haven't been here.
But you're going to be there, though.
Here soon. But the idea is, first we have to expand because I know it looks big as it is, but we're missing a lobby and we're missing a real green room for musicians too. So that's part of the plan. Is we're going to expand where the backyard is now. It's going to be a 768 square foot lobby and a green room. And the reason for that is twofold. One, we need it, and the second reason is because this is happens to be exactly the same size that the lobby on the boat is going to be. And the boat is the other part of the project. You see, what we want to do is eventually the foundation raise enough money to buy the house, and then my wife and I will turn our attention to the boat. The boat is a similar project than the house is in a sense, but a full-time endeavor. And it's a 150-seat auditorium on a solar-powered boat with water maker, gray water treatment, black water treatment, completely off the grid and green. As it'll be the greenest venue on the planet by far, and one of the few dedicated floating venues. There's like barge music in Brooklyn, which is really cool, but it stays moored all the time. We can actually move, and our motto is, right now, it's bringing arts and music to the heart of the community. And our new motto is going to be bringing world-class music and art right where you live. Because people on the coast, of the west coast of Florida especially, but elsewhere on the coast, you have a varied composition of people who live there, but they all have one thing in common. They're looking for a certain quality of life that you get on the coast that you don't necessarily get inland. But most of the time they have to go inland for culture of any serious culture, So they get surf, rock, at the bar. But if you want to see a string quartet, you have to go inland somehow, and you have to get in the car and go inland. And we want to try and do that right where they live at the pier. So we've scouted public piers in Clearwater, St. Pete, Tampa, Sarasota, and so forth. And the idea is to do like a weekly tour. So that, a band coming from, let's say, Brooklyn, New York, or Japan or Europe, they would come to the house in Orlando, play our usual concert, and then we'd whisk them to the coast, and then they would stay on the boat with an artist for a week and play 4 or 5 times, for different audiences.
Great.
Mary, I'm thinking we need an episode of From the Heart on the boat.
Yes. What will you call that? The white boat?
Well,
or the green boat? Because it's green.
Actually, the working title is Benoit's Ark.
But
it's just a working title.
So is it built already? Do you have designs
No,
for it?
I've been designing. Basically, I have I think 33 or 34 designs. Every time I redo it, and I improve upon it. But I've found a builder, and basically what we need is funds, and then with the funds, the naming will probably happen.
How will you get those funds? Where will the funds come from to?
Well, lots of hard work. But I mean, basically, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? But basically, some grants. But we've always, so far, 15 years we've been doing this. We've had no government grants, very few no corporate grants. We have ads on the screen, before the concerts. We have local businesses who, give a little bit, and then we provide ads for them while people are waiting for the concert to start. But that's about it. It all comes from people, and I want to try to keep it that way. So people maybe, people are going to give small amounts, but people are obviously hopefully give big amounts too. But we're looking for private donors as much as possible.
Because we're almost a little short on time, I want to make sure that you let everyone know how they can find out about the White House and how they can come see a concert and learn more about your boat and how they can support you.
Sure. Well, the website is timucua.com. That's benoitglazer.com. Okay. And on there we have, our mission, we have, information, we have the calendar, and we have past artists and musicians and all kinds, and the projects page, which will show you a little bit where the boat is coming and things. I haven't even put the house projects on there yet. It's brand new, the house, because I had the first initial seed money meeting with local shakers, in the arts world. And basically I realized while I was, leading that meeting that I'm doing this all at the same time, and I can't do that. I have to do the house first and then do the boat as a second
So making
phase.
your house larger into the art is just one part of it, but you're also going to house interns that will live there.
Well, that's the project that comes after the expansion.
Okay.
We want to turn the house eventually into a residence for young artists and musicians, because we can house 14 people in the house, and they would live rent-free for a year. They would apply for it, and then we'd try to get the right balance between musicians, visual artists, literary people, writers, and choreographers or dancers. And then they would have to keep the Sunday night concerts going and do maybe a Wednesday or a Thursday event of their own. Every Wednesday they would have produced something of their own making. And the idea is that it's, like the Atlantic Center for the Arts. They have a residency. It's a 3-week residency with a master, and then they have associates who come and learn from that master and from each other. We want to do a model where there is no master. These young people you're just putting these people on a more long-term basis together in a, basically so that the pot will stir itself and boil itself. We want to see what happens, and I know that great things are going to come out of it.
I love that idea. So that will happen as well as the boat. Those are two different things.
These would happen.
But with that many artists involved, you could have concerts every single night, right? I mean, with that many different
at the house, we want to try. I mean, we live in a residential neighborhood. I mean, it's not bad. We only have two. We have a street in the front, a street in the back. That's the reason why we chose this place. We're very central. The parking is very easy. We can park 500 cars within 500 feet of the house, which is more than we could accommodate in the house, and so it's very good. We have Boone High School right across the street, so it's not like we have neighbors everywhere around us. We only have 2 neighbors, and we have a writer who lives next door. We have a filmmaker who lives across the street.
Perfect.
We have all kinds of artists, and we have screenwriters who live just nearby. It's a very cool neighborhood, but it's still a neighborhood. We want to keep, twice a week would be, I think, the limit of what the neighborhood.
You want to keep your neighbors happy.
But then that's why they have the boat.
Yeah.
And you know what? If he hires them by 2, then they can go onto the ark because it's Benoit 2 by 2. Okay, never mind.
I thought it was funny, Mary.
Thank you very much. That's why I'm here. Well, you know what? Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but it has been such a pleasure talking with you.
Thanks so much. It's been really cool.
Yeah, please come back sometime.
I will.
Thank you so much for joining Joshua and I. Our talk today with Benoit was certainly a lesson in what can be gained by not only sharing our gifts, but promoting the gifts of others.
Yeah, we'll hope you'll visit and enjoy a night out at the White House any given Sunday. If you're at one of the concerts and you see Benoit, tell him that Mary and Joshua say hello.
From the heart.